They didn't see him coming. At just 34 years old, Ibrahim Traoré stormed onto Africa's political stage, not as a politician groomed by the West, but as a soldier of the people. In a world ruled by quiet diplomacy and backroom deals, he arrived with a military uniform, a revolutionary spirit, and a message that sent shockwaves through global power structures.
This is the journey to One Africa.
He didn't just overthrow a government, he challenged a system that has kept Africa in the shadows of exploitation, debt, and dependency for decades. And now the West is nervous, because this isn't just about Burkina Faso. This is about the potential collapse of a global order where Africa is expected to obey, not lead. But here's the thing. Why the West fears Ibrahim Traoré isn't just about gold or Russia or even coups. It's much deeper, and it's not what you think. Born in 1988, Traoré grew up hearing stories of Thomas Sankara, the iconic Pan-Africanist who dared to reject imperialism in the 1980s. That legacy didn't die with Sankara. It waited, it simmered, and in 2022, it rose again through the hands of a new leader, young, bold, and unbought. After seizing power in a military coup, Traoré declared war, not against his people, but against the forces that kept them poor. Foreign military bases, predatory loans, mining contracts that drained wealth from the soil, but never fed the children living above it. He wasn't interested in managing poverty. He wanted to dismantle the system that created it. When Traoré kicked out French troops and rejected IMF prescriptions, the West labeled him dangerous. But what made him dangerous wasn't his guns. It was his ideas. Because if one country can stand up, others might follow. And that's the real threat. What if Africa unites under a shared vision of self-reliance? What if the continent starts refining its own resources, writing its own rules, and rejecting foreign interference? What happens when Africans stop looking to Paris, London, or Washington for permission? The answer is simple. The global power balance shifts. Traoré didn't just remove foreign troops. He removed the illusion that Africa needs them. In a bold move, Traoré joined forces with Mali and Niger, countries also led by anti-colonial military regimes. Together, they formed the Alliance of Sahel States, vowing to protect one another from internal threats and external manipulation. This wasn't just an alliance. It was a declaration. Africa will no longer be dictated to. The West called it instability. Traoré called it sovereignty. And while Western powers scrambled to cut aid and impose sanctions, the alliance grew stronger, coordinating defense, sharing resources, and laying the groundwork for an Africa-first economic and political bloc. Western headlines were swift. Traoré is a dictator. He's pro-Russian. He's leading Africa into chaos. But behind the narrative lies a deeper strategy. Control the story, and you control the people. What the media failed to mention is that Traoré enjoys massive popular support, especially among youth who are tired of a continent ruled from abroad. They didn't mention the schools he's building, the roads being paved by local hands, the gold contracts being rewritten to favor the Burkinabe people. They ignored the awakening because they fear its spread. Ibrahim Traoré is more than a man. He's a symbol of something the West hoped was buried with leaders like Sankara, Lumumba, and Nkrumah. He represents an idea that terrifies colonial powers, that Africa can and will stand on its own, that its youth are no longer willing to inherit systems of dependency. That revolution doesn't always come from bullets. It comes from belief. And when that belief spreads, when Africans realize they don't need to be managed, advised, or rescued, that's when empires fall. But it's not just France that's concerned. The United States has taken notice, and quietly it's moving in the shadows. General Michael Langley, head of U.S. Africa Command, made unexpected visits to several West African nations, including neighboring Ivory Coast and Ghana. His mission? To monitor security in the Sahel region. But behind the diplomatic language lies a deeper motive: gold. Burkina Faso is sitting on over 2,000 metric tons of untapped gold reserves, making it one of Africa's richest yet most exploited mining zones. For decades, Western corporations, many with quiet backing from US and European governments, have extracted this wealth under corrupt contracts, leaving behind environmental damage and poverty. Traoré has had enough. He's not only revising these contracts, he's pushing for national control over gold production, even if it means confronting multinational giants with ties. This is not just about Burkina Faso. It's not just about Traoré. It's about the future of Africa and who gets to shape it. And if that future belongs to the people, then perhaps that's why the West is truly afraid. Because power is shifting.
They have an ordinary mission, but due to their quite specific composition, the most important thing to say about their role is to also make the enemy feel insecure. As you can see, in fact, we had a serious problem. First, it was the reorganization. Currently, we have to generate the units and we have to equip them. As you can see, the actual power of the enemy has increased a lot on the ground. Their equipment is also gradually modernizing. We need to scale up significantly. So there are many things underway. There you go.
This is the journey to one Africa.